Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Today we're here to debate House Bill 1234, a constitutional amendment that would reduce the size of this body from 203 members to 153 members. We spent a lot of time today talking about the policy that is contained in this measure, but I think it's important to stop for a moment and think about where we are in the constitutional amendment process. It's a long process. After this vote happens today, and assuming it passes, this bill will have to go to the Senate, where it will have to be voted there. Then we have to have advertising across the state, an intervening general election, do that process again in another legislative session, and then submit this to the voters across the state for a referendum. So in order to go through that whole process, what today's vote represents is the beginning of a conversation. I've asked for feedback in my legislative district pertaining to whether or not the citizens of this state believe that their legislature should be bigger or smaller, what it should look like, what size it should be. The response in my own legislative district has been overwhelming. They believe that we could run this state more efficiently, more effectively with a smaller legislature. So that's one reason why I think it's important to advance this bill forward today to open this conversation. Today's vote is not the end of a process, it's the beginning. I hope today's vote results in the opportunity for more feedback across the state so that people can actually hear from the citizens of Pennsylvania what they want their legislature to look like. There's been a lot of discussion on the floor about what this might mean, if this might tilt the balance more in favor of urban or rural or one side or the other. And what this points out is that we do in fact have a diverse state. But no matter how many members we have in this chamber, whether it's 203, whether it's 153, the fact of the matter is one person, one vote remains in effect. What that means is that the ratio remains unchanged. I find it actually very interesting. There have been as many urban legislators as rural legislators who have spoken against this proposal, and I see similar ratios in favor of the proposal. In other words, the ratio of urban to rural will remain unchanged. There's no inherent benefit, there's no inherent detriment to either urban or rural constituencies in this bill. Now, personally, as a rural legislator, I will say that the job of a rural legislator can be challenging. In my own legislative district, I represent an area that exceeds the size of the state of Rhode Island. This proposal may require us to work a little harder, may require us to drive a little bit more, but in my opinion, that's okay. That's okay because, frankly, this proposal is not about us. It's about the people of Pennsylvania. It's about what they want. So I'm here to say, let's give the citizens of Pennsylvania the opportunity to shape their government. Let's give them an opportunity to participate in the conversation. Let's give them a say by voting yes, opening the conversation, and starting this process. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.